Rappers who say they're tired of rapping. What happens when you're tired of the very profession that brought you riches and success? This is especially true if everyone associates that job with who you are, making it hard for you to walk away without disappointing people. Over the years, a few rappers fell into that category because in the middle of their career, while fans were still streaming their music, going to their shows, and praising them on social media, they called it quits. Of course, reasons for these rappers hanging up their microphones vary, because some felt that fame was too much for them, and others simply wanted to go another direction in life, like Donald Glover, aka Childish Gambino. In 2015, while on Today, the actor and rapper said he loved making music but felt like the Childish Gambino is a period that should come to a close. But Glover later changed his mind because in his 2016 he released his album Awaken My Love. And many still called him Childish Gambino. However, unlike Glover, some rappers quit music and never return, and there are others like him who dropped new material after hitting at retirement. So, here are some of the rappers throughout the years who've called it quits. Azealia Banks dreamt of singing. There was a time when most of the talk surrounding Azealia Banks was about her music, especially after she dropped her 2014 album Broke with Expensive Taste and played the music festival circuit. Then, over time, the Harlem native became more associated with starting social media beef, getting into it with people like E.G. Azalea, T.I., Nicki Minaj, Lana Del Rey, Russell Crowe, and Cardi B. But it's possible the beefs weren't the only thing that had the people talking less about Banks being a rapper, as she started banking away from the rap title in 2016. I'm honestly tired of rapping, the rap scene and the whole rap girl persona, she wrote on Facebook then. And stop referring to me as a rapper. I don't want to be called a rapper, or a FMC, or a speeder, or any of that shit, Banks added. I want to be called a singer now. The rapping and the rap girl persona is overshadowing my real dream, which is to be a singer. Since those messages, Banks hasn't released a singing project or much music at all. In fact, her last album was Broke with Expensive Taste, but who knows? She could surprise everyone and drop a project out of nowhere that highlights her singing chops. Big Sean discovered his true passion through depression. There's certainly been a bunch of changes to rap music since 1973 Inception. At first, rappers made songs about partying and having a good time. Then political rap became popular. Then gangsters rap, which opened the door for anything under the sun to be addressed in a rap verse. Also along the way, artists became more introspective in their songs, and they were able to address topics like depression and anxiety without being called strange. One person who can be credited with helping to normalize discussing such topics in hip-hop is Big Sean, who talked about being depressed in songs and interviews, while also admitting that depression kept him out of entertainment scene for much of 2018. I stepped back from everything I was doing, he said in 2019 Instagram message. Everything I had going on, because somewhere in the middle of it, though, I just felt lost. Then in 2020 interview with Jamal Hill is Unbothered podcast, Sean said he was going through crazy depression, crazy like anxiety. I felt like broken inside. I was sure I was thinking about quitting rap music, he explained. You know, because I was so frustrated sometimes, I realized that rapping wasn't necessarily my passion all the way. My passion is to inspire. Jay-Z walked away on top. Over the years, There have been some celebrities who've chosen to walk away from their field while sitting at the very top of it. Michael Jordan did it when he retired from NBA in the prime of his career in 1993, although he returned a couple of years later. And actor Cameron Diaz stepped away from the film industry while she was one of the Hollywood's top money makers. So why do people in their positions go that route? In Jordan's case, he retired because he was still grieving the 1993 murder of his father, while Diaz said being a movie star for so long robbed her of her personal life and affected relationships. But when it comes to Jay-Z, who retired from making music in 2003 after releasing the Black Album, he gave another reason. Got to admit a little bit, I was sick of rap, but despite that the boy is back, he rapped on the 2006 song Kingdom Come after ending his retirement. Then after that cut, there would be no more retirement talk from Jay-Z, and he dropped the album American Gangster in 2007, The Blueprint 3, 2 years later, and a collaboration LP with Kanye West called Watch the Throne in 2011. From there, Jay-Z released 2 more albums, 2013's Magna Carta, Holy Grail, and 2017 444. Oh yeah, he accomplished this tiny thing, which was announced in May of 2021, that he would be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Bow Wow never liked being a rapper. If you've noticed, a lot of child actors stopped acting once they became an adult. Take former Hannah Montana, star Morgan York, who in May of 2021 on TikTok said she stopped acting when adulthood came because it stopped being fun. Plus, her passion for acting didn't outweigh all the costs involved, like being away from family members while on set for long hours. Bow Wow, who's been rapping since he was 5 years old, gave a similar reason as to why he wanted to stop being a rapper. It was never his true passion. My whole life I hated rapping. Folks don't know that. I always wanted to be a comedian growing up. I wanted to act, he tweeted in 2016. Then in February of 2021, the former CSI cyber star said he would release 1 more album before jumping into a new profession. Now I know this might sound crazy, but after I drop my last album, I will focus on TV and film and joining the WWE, he tweeted. It's been a long childhood dream to wrestle in the WWE. In January of 2021, Bow also told the hosts of New York radio station Hot 97 that this final album will be called Before 30, and it will be narrated by Snoop Dogg, who discovered him. As of this writing, a release date hasn't been given. Tupac Shakur was tired of controversy. Powerful songs and never back down kind of attitude and embracing a rebel-like image are just some of the things that made Tupac Shakur a rap legend after he was shot and killed in Las Vegas in September of 1996. And all of the controversy that surrounded the rapper also kept him in the press since he was involved in a famous beef with the notorious B.I.G. and had a few run-ins with police. But that same level of controversy eventually tired Shakur to the point that he didn't want to rap anymore. Plus, in his opinion, everything that it took to sell records just wasn't worth it anymore. Rap is getting too political, he told Access Hollywood while on the set of his 1997 film, Gang Related. I want to be somebody new, not somebody that's so part of the controversy that you can't even appreciate my new work. Controversy, selling records, is not fun. But acting, I can be somebody else. Sadly, Shakur wouldn't have a lot of time left after the interview or fully reinvent himself as an actor, as Gang Related was his last starring role before his death at 25 years old. One could say, however, that at least he partially accomplished his goal of having his acting work appreciated, because it seems that it's talked about almost as much as his music. Kid Cudi wants to sing and play the guitar. Some artists seem to get into music business because they love creating songs, and once they no longer feel creatively fulfilled, they might bolt or switch the kind of music they're making. That was the case with Kid Cudi back in 2010, because he admitted that rapping did absolutely nothing for him at that time, and he would prefer to just lay down choruses for his frequent collaborator, Kanye West. I'm just over rapping. I don't get any fulfillment out of it anymore, Cudi told MTV News. I really don't get any fulfillment out of writing a 16-bar verse. That's why you never really hear me on Kanye West joints like that. I'm more passionate when he be like, yo, Cudi, come up with a hook, he added, because he asked me to put verses down and I try to procrastinate or disappear or something. I get more fulfillment now out of singing and learning to play the guitar. But a lot can change in a decade, because by 2020, the Ohio-raised artist wanted credit for being a top rapper, which he felt he doesn't get. I felt like in hip-hop, I'm slept on as a rapper. As a lyricist, he told Apple Music's Zane Lowe. Lil Wayne felt like he was more of a rock star. Lil Wayne has been rapping since he was 14 years old, being he was the youngest member of the Hot Boys when the New Orleans group released their debut album, Get It How You Live, in 1997. He then broke out as a solo artist with his The Block in Hot LP 2 years later, and over time he was considered to be one of the top rappers of his era. But then, the New Orleans native got sick of rapping, which he talked about to Rolling Stone in 2009 while working on his first rock album, Rebirth. Moreover, the interview came after Wayne referred to himself as the best rapper alive in various songs and interviews, but that title no longer interested him. Honestly, I don't want to be the best rapper in the world, he explained. Wayne then said his desire to no longer rap was attacked to his changing lifestyle, because before he became superstar, being a rapper suited him, but once he had more success, he felt like a rock star and wanted to make music that matched that feeling. He made that decision after having a tryst with 3 men one night and receiving the text from a famous female right afterwards. When I went in the studio that night, I could just rap, Wayne recalled. Royce the 5'9" may just need some rest. If there's anyone who clocked in a lot of hours of a rapper, it's Roy the 5'9", since he has been rapping since age 18. But during a live Instagram chat in May of 2021 that was captured by Relica Lee Rap, the Detroit rapper who was 43 when recording the video, said he lost his enthusiasm to write and record. No, I haven't been rapping, Royce admitted, according to the site. A little bit. I'm tired of rapping. You know, unless someone comes up in here and reminds me why we need this shit. Remind me when it was fun. Royce's fatigue may come from just simple rapper wear and tear, because it took him many years to reach his current level of success. Because when he first appeared on the scene, he was closely associated with Eminem, since their longtime friends but a falling out would eventually affect Royce's career, which he talked about with MTV in 2002. I don't really talk to Slim that much no more like I used to, said Royce. using Eminem's nickname. I really just feel like I need to do things myself. The things that Slim did for me in the past, I feel like it's coming back to haunt me. If I go to a label now, they want to know Eminem's involvement or this is Eminem's man. I'm just trying to break away from that. Hopefully, for Royce's fan, he'll soon recharge, be inspired to write again, then deliver new material. Nicki Minaj wanted to start a family. It wasn't the tweet that probably had Nicki Minaj's passionate fan base. The Barb's feeling awful. The day was September 5th, 2019, and Minaj said she wanted to have a little one. But instead of announcing that she was going on a hip-hop maternity leave, the native New Yorker said she was done with rap for good. I've decided to retire and have my family. I know you guys are happy now, she wrote in her now deleted tweet shared The Guardian. To my fans, keep rapping me, do it the death for me, love you live. Of course, Minaj's tweet caused a fancy among the fans, so she sent another message later that day. The tweet was abrupt and insensitive. She wrote, "I apologize, babe." Then a couple of months after that tweet, she spoke with Billboard and said she needed a break from not only music, but the glaring spotlights she had been under for several years. I love music and interacting with fans, so I can really see taking myself completely away. But I want to be open to the other possibilities in my life. I don't believe it is important to become a woman outside of the magnifying glass. I have to make sure that I'm well-rounded as a human being. At least she's not totally quitting. Some of her fans must have thought after reading that interview. Tyler, the creator, doesn't want to be put in a box. It's safe to say that most people don't want to be put in a box, and Tyler, the creator, is one of them. Because in 2014, during an interview with Larry King, the former Odd Future member said he wanted to do another forms of music and no longer be a rapper. "I hate rapping," Tyler admitted, "only because it puts you in this box." Tyler then said he really wants to be a singer but felt insecure about his deep voice, so to help gain confidence, he began listening to other deep voice singers like Isaac Hayes and Barry White. "I'm pretty bored with it," Tyler said about rap music. "It's not interesting. Plus, the California native said he wants to be a filmmaker and wanted his name to be next to people like Quentin Tarantino, not other rappers." After that interview, Tyler stayed true to his words because he kept expanding his sound while not rapping as much. Then in 2019, his album Ignore received a Grammy Award for Best Rap Album, and with Tyler said he appreciated the honor, he still had a problem with how his project was categorized. "I'm very grateful that what I made could just be acknowledged in a world like this," he said in his post-Grammy speech. "But also, it sucks when guys that look like me do anything genre bending. They always put it in a rap and urban category. Why can't we just be in pop?" Joe Biden decided to cover up instead of rapping himself. There are some rappers like Ludacris who first covered hip-hop before transitioning into being artists. He was a radio personality before releasing albums. But Joe Biden did the opposite. He went from being a rapper to reporting and discussing rap music. These days, he's a full-time podcaster, hosting his own show while working at other places like Revolt TV, State of the Culture. As a rapper, Biden found success early in his career with his debut single, Pump It Up, which landed in the top 40 on Billboard's Hot 100 chart. He was then released by Def Jam but kept making albums while becoming a member over supergroup Slaughterhouse with members Royce da 59, Joel Ortiz, and Crooked Eye. For many, the first sign that Burden was giving up his rap career was probably in 2016 when he announced that he played his final concerts. To whom it may concern, those are the last Burden shows ever. Thanks to all of you who helped me live out of my dreams, he tweeted. Then in 2019, the artist-turned-podcaster alluded to bad business deals taking away his passion for rap, and that's why he also left Slaughterhouse, who are signed to Eminem's Shady Records. I can't speak for why they are not doing it, Burden said on the YouTube series Pull Up. When I suggested that they find probably another rapper to take my place and still put out music, they didn't think that was the greatest idea. Logic didn't like all the trolling. Fatherhood, being constantly criticized, and a 7-figure deal with a gaming platform, Twitch, are the main reasons why Logic walked away from the rap music in 2020. For those unfamiliar with how the man born Sir Robert Bryson Hall II came to hip-hop prominence, it began with a series of popular mixtapes, then a record deal with Jam. Once the bat, Logic's music received a ton of strong reviews, but he was also criticized by those who thought his songs were too preachy and lacked the proper amount of edginess. People also tend to hurl insults at Logic for no reason at all, and he admitted the negative speech influenced by his decision to retire. It happens at all time, he said in 2020 while playing his No Pressure album online. They'll shh on me. It's gonna happen. They gonna call my baby ugly. They've already shh on my wife, made accounts and called her ugly. It's crazy. This is why I'm leaving. Then there's that massive deal with Twitch, which also seemed to influence Logic's decision to stop rapping for a while, saying he's more of a nerd than a rapper guy, via The Verge. In April of 2021, Logic came out of a retirement by releasing a song, Tired in Malibu, which shows walking away from something that you've been doing for a long time isn't that easy. Lil Sam wanted to do fashion. These days, at least the way it seems, there's not at all pressure on people in their 20s to settle on a lifelong career. There's not a lot of pressure for people in their 20s to settle on a lifelong career since it's expected they'll develop new passions down the road. So, with that in mind, it may not be surprising to know that at 23, Lil Sam went back and forth about quitting rap music to focus his efforts in another field. I quit rapping and I'm only gonna focus on moving forward with the Xanachi clothing line and brand too, he wrote on Instagram in 2019, which was later published by XXL. But what wasn't the first time that Sam made a career jump? Because he used to be a photographer before being a rap artist and used to take pictures of rappers in his local Redlands, California rap scene. The decision to become a rapper himself came after his camera was stolen since he started recording songs afterwards. As far as his 2019 message about quitting, Sam didn't indicate why he suddenly chose fashion over music, but whatever his reason, it didn't last. Because one day after, per NME, he quickly did an about face and on Instagram wrote, "No quitting." J. Cole implied he would be retiring after his album, The Off-Season. In 2021, many say out of the younger generation of rappers, Kendrick Lamar, Drake, and J. Cole are the best. So, imagine the fuss that Cole caused when he implied that he would be retiring after dropping his 2021 album, The Off-Season, While explaining myself, Cole said that he made the off-season similar to how he crafted his 2009 mixtape, The Warm-Up, by pushing for excellence. That's where the warm-up came from, he explained to Atlanta rapper 21 Savage in Applying Pressure, the off-season documentary. Every day I woke up, wrote verses, made beats. All that to say, the off-season was like a season concept. One more time before I leave, before I feel fulfilled in this game, let me try to reach the new heights from a skill level standpoint. As people panicked online after hearing Cole's words, he might have made them feel better by what he told Slam in an interview that was published in May of 2021. But he also doubled down on possibly leaving rap for good, which was possibly confusing for his fans. I'm super comfortable with the potential of being done with this Cole admitted. But I'm never going to say, oh, this is my last album, because I never know how I'm going to feel 2 years, 3 years, 4 years down the line, 10 years down the line. But if I never did another album, I'm cool. And that's all with us today. Stay tuned to our celebrity news and gossip.